Wild Snorlax Appears.
Hi and welcome to Wild Snorlax Appears. I'm Neil, and in this video I thought I would go through the top 10 expensive games that I personally own. It's just a quick look to see how much these games are and why are they so damn expensive. So at number 10, the first game up is Paper Mario The 1,000 Year Door for the GameCube. 2004, and it's worth £75 and that's about $98 to all you Americans. It's a turn-based RPG with an emphasis on action. My one is in pretty good nick, the case is pretty awesome, and obviously any collector, be it part-time like myself, you need the manual. So why is this game so expensive? The GameCube lifespan was 2001 to 2007, and this game came out in 2005. Sales for the game, 2.25 million, so quite good, but half of those were in America and the other 400,000 were in Japan, so you can do the math, or the maths if you're British, and realise actually in the PAL region it didn't sell as well, as well as you would hope. Why did I buy it? Well, it's a role-playing game with a twist, so something a little bit different. I am a big fan of the role-playing game, and a bit of Paper Mario never hurt anybody. And is it any good? Well, Metacritic gave it 87%, and the Eurogamer gave it 9 out of 10, and IGN was also 9 out of 10. So it's got to be pretty decent. But at number 9, we have Rare's Banjo-Tooie, and obviously in the nice protector box. It's this version, 80 quid, so that's about $105. Quite rare to see one in such a good nick, really. 2000 for the N64, obviously the sequel to Banjo Kazooie. Why is it so expensive? Well, I think anything in like a cardboard box that has survived now 20 years and it's in this kind of nick, you need to give it a bit of a, high five. Banjo Kazooie sold over 3.5 million units. I think it was number 10 in the list. Let's have a look. Banjo-Tooie is number 33 on the list and sold 1.5 million units. So you can kind of see why maybe the follow-up is a bit more expensive than the original. Why did I buy it? Well, I kind of like sequels, especially slightly rarer ones, and rarer. And in a condition like this, I was like, yeah, this is a good cart to own. And lastly, is it any good? Well, Metacritic, it was 90%, IGN gave it a 9.4 out of 10, and the N64 mag was 81%, so you can kind of see in some ways it's a damn good game on its own, but it will never be as good as Banjo Kazooie itself. Number 8, Tales of Monkey Island, sealed. £85, it's 2009 for the PC by Telltale. It's the 5th instalment of the Monkey Island series, officially. Originally it was released in 5 parts as a part of an episodic release. Boo! So why is this game so expensive? Well, for a fact is, it's still sealed, and because everything's now a digital release, you don't get too many of the actual physical ones. I mean, in this one here, you get a little map, a coaster, the game itself, and a badge and a coin. So, not much. For a Monkey Island fan such as myself, I don't think I ever went to open it. Are they any good though? I think it was 80% overall on average across the Metacritic site. So it's hit and miss. It's obviously not as good as the first two Monkey Islands. Up next, number 7. Pokemon XD The Gale of Darkness, 2005 for the GameCube. It takes place 5 years after Pokemon Colosseum, and it also brings in the whole shadow Pokemon that Pokemon Go is now covering. Why is the game so expensive? Well, Pokemon Colosseum sold 1.8 million copies, this only sold 1.25 worldwide. So if you've got it in a really good nick, like mine is, hopefully. Oh, I've got a cheeky Pokemon box disc as well, which is probably quite rare for the PAL region, I'm not sure. But it is in fantastic condition, and I am a big Pokemon fan, so it was a must. Why did I buy it? Well, it's something a bit different. I mean, I love the Pokemon Game Boy RPGs, but this one here was a little bit special. Obviously, it came out in the GameCube, a proper console, TM. but was it any good? Metacritic 64% and IGN 68%. So the answer is not really, no. Maybe that's why it's so rare. So up next, number 6, not all retro games have to be old. For example, here we have, it's the 2017 release, Mystery World Dizzy for the NES. Looking about £95, $124. The Oliver twins should really raid their attic more often because they've got a ton of these games just hidden up there, and they could probably make a small business empire out of the older games that they've got hidden up there. Based off of a successful Kickstarter, I was lucky to actually get one of these. So why is it so expensive? There was only 483 backers on Kickstarter, and who knows how many of them actually went for the cart in a box. Why do I have it? Well, I don't know if you can see behind me, but I'm a massive Dizzy fan. I've got all the ones on tape because I'm a masochist, so I was pretty chuffed to get this. And is the game any good? Well, if you're a fan of Dizzy, you'll love it just for the nostalgia kick. So number 5 on the list, we have Chrono Trigger, cat only, for the SNES. £100, $130. It's basically one of the seminal classic Japanese RPGs of all time. Squaresoft, 1995. Why is it so expensive? Well, there were 2 million sold, but not in the PAL region, so I guess we're all scrambling to try and own the cart as the original. Why do I have it? Well, I am a fan of the good old turn-based RPG, and you can't get much better than Chrono Trigger. So, is it any good? Well, yes, it is one of the best RPGs of all time. IGN gave it 9.5 out of 10, and Nintendo Power gave it 4.5 out of 5. Okay, at number 4 we have 1990s Lucasfilm's Secret of Monkey Island, big box for the Amiga. Lucasfilm's iconic rival to the Quest series, King's Quest, Space Quest and Police Quest of Sierra, one of the best point and click graphic adventures you can pick up. So why is it so expensive? Well, it's the condition of it really. It's in a pretty decent nick, and for the Amiga as well, so if it was the PC version it might be a little bit cheaper, but obviously the Amiga games are starting to ramp up in price as well, and if you can get one as in good nick as this, then you're in luck. Why do I have it? I think Monkey Island is possibly the best game I've ever played, or it's certainly in the top 3. So is it any good? CVG gave it 94%, and Ace, personally my favourite magazine from back in the day, gave it 922 out of 1,000. Their scoring system was a little bit zany. So number 3 on my list we have Fire Emblem Path of Radiance for the GameCube, 2005. You're looking about £140 and that's $180. The 9th main instalment of the Fire Emblem series, but wackily only the 3rd to actually come to the West. So why was this game so expensive? Well, it was released towards the end of the GameCube's life. It only sold less than 1 million copies. So why do I have it? Well, I am a big fan of the Fire Emblem series. This game only really got released thanks to the success of this game, Fire Emblem on the Game Boy Advance. All in all, a fantastic series, which has obviously led to the smash hit Switch game, Fire Emblem 4 Houses. Is it any good? Well, IGN gave it 8.7 out of 10 and the Metacritic gave it 85%. So maybe not as good as the reviews for 4 Houses, but it's definitely a damn good game. Second up on the list then, we have Earthbound cat only. Again, American version. $9.95 for the SNES. Known as Mother 2 in Japan, this had a $2 million promotional campaign for it. This game stinks. So why is it so expensive? Well, only released in Japan and in North America. Again, Europe misses out time and time again. Little praise was given to this game when it first came out. It seems balmy now that it got such little praise for a game that you can now play on the SNES Mini, for example. I mean, former Nintendo president Iwata was actually a programmer on this game. That shows how damn good it is. Why do I have it? Well, it signalled the start of my part-time retro game buying lifestyle. It was seen for me as one of the kind of like mini holy grail games that you need to buy if you are going to try and collect a few games. It seems daft for me to ask the question, is it actually any good? Well, IGN did give it 9 out of 10, but really, you have to play it to believe it. It is insanely wacky and it has a fantastic soundtrack as well. It is one of the best RPGs around. However, some sad news, I've had to thin out my game collection recently, so this can't really be my number 2 on this list because I sold it today for £150. Pretty sad news for me. I've still got it on the SNES Mini. It obviously doesn't compare to actually having the physical cart, but I've got £150 in my hand here. So I've really got to bring in some kind of like ringer as my emergency number 2, and I can gladly bring out The Legend of Zelda Game & Watch. That's at number 2. It's a game. It's probably about £180, well over the $200 mark. In a box, in a decent box as well. It's quite a treat to see a Game & Watch. Obviously I've got a few in the background there. You can see Gold Cliff and Donkey Kong 3. Yes, good lad. Memories going. At number 1 is a pretty pristine version, pristine, very good, Conker's Bad Fur Day for the N64, 2001. This copy here will probably set you back about £250 maybe if you're lucky. So both questions together, why have I got it and why is it so expensive? Well, it didn't get much publicity, not much advertising spent on it by Nintendo. It's obviously for mature audiences as well, so the kids market wasn't open to it. It's a rare, common rare, because you do see them like carts floating around, but in a box this good condition, it is quite rare. The N64 was retired within a year of this game coming out, so much so that this didn't even sell 1 million copies. Is it any good? Well, IGN gave it 9.9 out of 10. Maybe a bit high. Metacritic 92%, again, damn high. So that's it. I hope this gives you a rough guide of how much you can possibly get for these games, or if you're indeed wanting to try and target a few of them, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.